The man is so committed to this cause. He's so committed to ensuring that persons with disabilities are supported. Unfortunately, he is just but a man. How many can he actually do? What is the level of supervision to carry out the implementation of these programs? How many? There's almost non-existent. We need to start to push this cause. Listen to me, my brothers and sisters. If the ratio of persons with autism or ratio of people with special needs is ignored, the society is not complete. If I tell you the ingenuity in these guys, the creativity in these guys, when early intervention is embarked on, when the right approaches of intervention is in place, when the right time intensity is in place, and of course, when there's consistency and dedication, and above all, passion and love, you cannot quantify what these guys can do. Those affected by autism, they have so much. In fact, I am aware, I hope it happens, that the world largest single artwork will be done on the 2nd of April in Abuja at Eagle Square by a child with autism. What a world, what a record to keep. I've had children, the likes of Caesar. I mentioned the name of Caesar because I have the authorization to mention his name. He's now in UK. Caesar, at the age of 2, 3, he couldn't speak. He was an eloper. He had several issues. But today, Caesar can look at you like this. 30 seconds, walk away. He's going to bring you on a paper. And I can appreciate the effort the parents put in place to ensure. And amongst others, there was a school where I was as the center coordinator, Senko, and they brought a table size of jigsaw puzzle. We sampled over 200 and something pupils. Nobody could fix it. It took 4 minutes, 48 seconds for a child with autism to assemble that jigsaw puzzle. What a world. And we have them so much in their numbers, but the required support is not there. I am very happy that the event that's going to take place in Abuja on the 2nd at Chelsea Hotel, the Minister of Health, Ali Pate, like I said, Dr. Ali Pate, he will be there live. I really hope that those that are on ground should go there and make cases. Parents, please go there and make a case, make a statement so that the attention of government can come. But having said so, it is not all about the government. No, that is why the global cluster is taking a new phase. Government is there to allow for the enabling laws to take place. What about us? So my message today and again to mark the World Autism Day is look inward. Look inward. I tell parents, look, I can understand the competing demands at home, work and all of that. I understand that it's not easy. But you've got to build your own capacity. Let me tell you the advantage of building your own capacity. When you build your own capacity, assume that other competing needs cannot allow you to engage with your child, and you need to search for other service providers to come and give your child a service. Because you already know to a large extent what should be done. The service providers will not give you crabs. They will not give you crabs. The synergy will be better. Of course, you're not going to build your capacity to come and start challenging the service providers. No, you're only building capacity to harmonize energy, to synergize, and to build a collaboration to support that child, that wonderful child of ours. Very wonderful child of ours with so much strength. So they are waiting for us to unlock that key. For the global clusters need, we are very much in partnership with some very strong training institutions, like the International Training Center for Applied Behavior Analysis. We train people on ABA programs. Anyways, ABA is actually an applied behavior analysis program. It's a branch of science, actually, that is dedicated to the understanding and improvement of human behavior. If you want to just go there and do it, it can be very expensive. But under the platform, it's been heavily subsidized so that, you can do it with a relative, ease, so to speak. And as God will have it, we have also instituted this program under the College of Education in Edo State. So we are building capacities across the world. So please, I would beg of us, let us begin to build capacity, create awareness, because the needs of the people with special needs, especially autism, that is not recognized easily, is on the increase, and there's no commensurate manpower. I tell people every day, look, we cannot be talking talking about inclusive education, when we are not planning ab initio, even before you set your structure that you're building a school, from your policy, you must include people with special needs. What would that do? Your policy accommodates them. Your structure, there are ramps to accommodate them. Your programs, your curriculum is designed to accommodate them. Let me say this here. If animals will be trained to behave like human beings, I've seen where a cat, not on YouTube, physically, a cat used the restroom and flushed. I've seen where a dog dialed number to make a call. And of course, I've seen on YouTube where an elephant drew like a human being. So the question is this: if animals of lesser capability and capacity could be trained to behave like human beings, the question is, why not human beings? Let us not limit these our wonderful children. You know, that's why I tell when somebody tells me this child is autistic, I feel really uncomfortable. You know why? You have put a label before the child. This child has autism. It is better that way. But if you say this child is grammatically, you're correct. Professionally, you're correct. But just like if you have what's it called now? Let's say you have diarrhea. Would it be right to say this person is diarrhealistic? You have headache. I say this person is headistic. I don't know, because what am I trying to say? The message is this: when you put a label before the child, your mindset is already defeated. So the child is first a child, even before the label. So pay attention to the child and not the label. It goes a long way. What does that mean? You're going now to be challenging the child appropriately. You know, say, I've seen where parents say, oh, leave him, don't bother, he has autism, give him whatever he wants. Oh, no. No. You can challenge that child to speak appropriate challenges. You can build that child's capacity by creating an enabling environment, a structured and catchy environment where the child will want to come and reach. Therefore, you take advantage of it. I keep saying this. Yesterday, I was trying to have an online assessment with a parent here in the US. I told somebody, I said, look, every single day, a child has no less than 250 instructional opportunities to use words and to learn. Every single day. And for us, every moment is a teachable moment. What does that mean? As that child is trying to engage in something, you key in and you try to get the child to behave the way you want him to behave. And of course, when the child gets to that point of maintenance, ownership of skill, and mastery level, then you begin to now generalize, and all of that. And the child becomes very functional now. Today, you go to schools, they will tell you we run inclusive education, whereas there is nothing there to accommodate this child. Very good schools, NGOs are doing their best. They are trying their best, and there's no doubt about it. But we can actually do more. Till today in Nigeria, my very dear country, there are still schools that will tell you, no, you cannot take your child with autism. You can't keep your child with dyslexia. You can't keep your child with special needs. That is discrimination. How does it feel like when you came to a supposedly an entity that should help, and suddenly they are telling you cannot help you? How demoralizing that can be. How punishing that can be. The people in the specialist community, they need our help. Help. Yes, financial help is there, no doubt about it. That is very key. But beyond or beside that, they need our moral support. They need our psychological support. They need our social support. As a neighbor, you have a neighbor, whose child is on the spectrum. Watch very well, watch carefully, pay attention. That woman perhaps has not gone to go and make her hair for the past 6 months to 1 year. All the support she needs at the time is, oh, Mama Janet, please allow Janet to stay with me for the next 1, 2, 3 hours. Go and make your hair. Mama Janet, can I join you to the garden tomorrow? Let me just, play around with your child while you just walk around and have some ease. You have a mother with a child with autism who is very hyperactive. He has gone to the supermarket without the house girl. She has a baby in her hand, like with maybe a trolley. That alone can be very traumatizing. The mental health of people, of parents living with children, their mental health is something else. Look, I keep telling my colleagues, I say, look, when you develop a plan for a child, You should also develop a plan in your head for a parent, because sometimes, too, in most cases, they need even the intervention more than the children. Their hopes are dashed. They don't know what to do. They are confused. So if you as a service provider, you are not there to support them as you should, then you're causing more damages. A woman from Sokoto who is not well educated will need you to use a relatively low language which she can understand. Or by the time she visits your office, you're using all the professional jargons. Your intervention is already defeated. You need to come down to their level, say it the way they understand. The child is coming to you just to maybe peck you, you push your child away. You have just told them that you cannot accommodate the child. And these children, these are our wonderful children, they are so lovely, so sweet, so interesting to be with. Why not to create the enabling environment for them to thrive? Create the environment and allow them to thrive. These challenges come in different ways. And no two children, no two individuals can be affected in terms of intensity, in terms of degree, the same way. No, they are unique in their different strength. I have a child today in Abuja. He has over 1,000 phone numbers in his head. It's not what I read. I walked to the child. If anybody ever drove a car, yes, sir. If anybody ever drove a car and parked in their compound for the numbers of times that they have, changed residence, just one night, go and park that car. If that child sees that number in the next 10 years, he's not forgetting it. So this child, I'm telling you, I was born, several years ago. Just tell the child the year you were born and the date. He will tell you the day, whether Monday. Just how unique that child is. I have a child today. Unfortunately, we just lost the mother, Ahmed Salami. Ahmed Salami, I knew him when he was barely 3-4 years old. He's about 18, 20, and he's 20 years old now. Mother just died and left him. He was raised by a single mother. As we speak, we're trying to. Ahmed had a very severe behavioral issues. So guess what? Today, Ahmed Salami is a content creator. Wow. He's doing so well. Amazing. In fact, he had the video some days ago. He said, my mom died. Oh, I need to move to America. We actually came together. We're mobilizing resources to support him. What am I trying to say? Please, parents build capacity. The society, the government, the NGOs, everybody is a stakeholder in the life of these children. Here in America, if you have a child staying in a particular area, they put the autistic area. So that once that child, if you see a child wandering, you don't need to be told. Autistic area, it could be the child who has autism and is just eloping, because that's one of the presentations, that they have. They are not aware of danger. They can just be walking, wandering away. So when you see that child, you can go, hold the child, ask questions around. But because of fear of stigmatization in society, people are even hiding their children. Please, that child you're hiding in your house because of social status or economic status, no, don't do that. Bring the child out. The child is unique. The child needs our support. If that child gets the required support, the right time, intensity, my dear brothers and sisters, the wonders these children can do, you'll not believe it. They have so much strength. It is for us to discover it, harness it, and you'll see the wonders they do. This is not what I read only in books. I've been around the field of autism for the past 17 years. And I know what these children are capable of doing. I know what they can do. Majority of them, they even read faster than their neurotypical counterparts. Look, my brother, in the States here and other developed nations, most of the people you see them arranging things on the shelf. There were children who grew up with autism, and because of that, their ritualistic behavior, that they believe so much in routine. Let this thing be here. They get them employed. They once arranging those things, and they do it so perfectly. Amazing. They earn money. So it is time for us to come together, harmonize energy, and give the required support. For parents, I tell you, listen to me. Don't ever ask this question anymore if you're listening to me, if you have a parent. And if you know anybody who is not here but has a child with special needs, tell them that I said, Mr. Francis said, they should stop asking, why me? They should start asking themselves, why not me? Because the God that you worship has not changed. He remains a good God. This thing has come your way so that you be a solution to others tomorrow. So when you sit back, you take the battle, take the bull by the horn, and you build your capacity. Your child will make progress. Tomorrow they'll come and ask you, Mama Joseph, how did you get it right? You are now a solution to others. My ambassador, I used to have a parent who today they are in Canada, and there was a time we were driving along Fruit Avenue. I was just trying to tell the woman, calm down. This child is going to make progress. The child was not speaking. She was so bothered. In fact, she was driving. She was like, "Oh, Mr. Francis, when?" When she said when, her hand went to the steering, almost ran into the gutter. I held her. I said, "Ma, I understand the trauma. I understand the issue, but calm down." Guess what? It was plantain chips I used as a reinforcer to get her boy to talk. Today, the mother is speaking to others about her journey, and people are learning from her.
Amazing.
So, parents, do listen to me. If you allow yourself to be overwhelmed by worries, the space where you have creativity and ideas on how to help your child will no longer be there, and you begin to feel defeated. And I keep saying this, parents, listen to me. You and your husband, you must be together to support this child. It is not the man's fault. It's not the woman's fault. And of course, it is not any grandmama or grandpa anywhere. Autism is not witchcraft. It's not. It's just a developmental disorder that has happened. But of course, we'll tell you, I didn't want to go into details as to the causes and all of that, but if I have to, there's no known cause. We only have what we call suspected causes, one of which is a genetic issue. It's more of a genetic issue. But of course, there are other environmental, suspected issues. They say exposure to toxins, what's it called, vaccines, but there's no research that has validated the link between vaccine and autism. Then, of course, your lifestyle. Then it has also been, there are evidences that shows that when you give birth at an older age, especially for the women, your child is likely good. But again, these are still arguments. And listen to me, there's no known cure. No, it's not something you go and take Panadol and take, then it goes. No, it's a lifelong developmental issue. But success, like I said, will depend on the level of severity, early intervention, the right approaches of intervention, the right time intensity, and of course, the level of dedication and love that is given to it. Please, as we walk towards marking the World Autism Awareness Day, let us come together, harmonize energy, give ourselves the required support. That child you're having in your house that is being hidden is not useless. I challenge you today by the spirit of humanity to bring that child out. Ask the right questions. We are here to support. I might not be there physically, but I'm here to give my 2 pennies. Yesterday, Ambassador, there was a child, who was under funders, support, and they approved 40 hours for the child here in the US. Guess what? There was nobody to give the services. They were only rendering 3 hours in a week. If I tell you how much it cost, again, I'm not here to pour encomiums on myself or to blow my trumpet. No, I'm only telling you that. Let somebody say, God knows for you what happened. You might not be there, but your little advice you give. I was just seeing the guy yesterday running around. I could see that the parents are very overwhelmed. Just a few tips that I told them yesterday, they started implementing it and come and see what was happening. It's not magic.
Amazing.
I'm telling you,
knowledge
and I could see them lifted. I got a text message. The text message read over 2 pages. They were expressing how they were feeling. That might just be the support I need to give to them at that time.
Yes.
And I told them, I said, look, I'm ready to give you all the support that I can. So you listen to me. The question we should always ask ourselves is this: what is the reason for which I was created into this world? If you cannot create a positive impact, life is all about humanity. Can somebody look at you tomorrow and say, "Oh, God, not for you"? There are children that are there. I've always said, Ambassador, it will get to a point where we'll begin to look for sponsorship for these children by the grace of God.
Yes, of course.
I know families who could barely eat. They can barely eat. They can barely eat. Let alone the cost of therapy. The cost of therapy in Nigeria and other West African nations, world over, to an average man is very punishing. I keep saying this every other time. Go and understand what I'm trying to say. It is very punishing. And the level of care that a child with autism requires, you will need like 10 other children care put together for this single child. It can be very traumatizing. It can be very tedious. So we need to come together. We need to build capacity to support ourselves. We can do it. Oh, you can say, this family, I know their payroll. I know what they earn. They can't sponsor this child. I'm going to decide to keep this child under scholarship for 6 months, either at TK Foundation for Autism or at Passiva or at Patriot Speech, anywhere in Nigeria or even across the world. Of course, as a sponsor, they will give you reports. And imagine a child who couldn't talk before, and you invested, some of your resources, and in the next 6 months, they say this child is not talking. You go to see the child tells you, "Good morning, sir." What more would you be asking God to do? You have created an impact in the life of that child, not just the child, but in the life of that family. I know what I'm saying. It can be lifting. I don't want to take all the time. Ambassador, thank you for, we can keep saying this. We can keep saying this now and again and again and again. But as I wrap up, please, the Global Clusters family, special needs, under the Global Clusters, we're here to give you all the required support. Come and build capacity, come and get trained. And I tell you what, there's so much to do. In our universities across Nigeria, maybe University of Ibadan, Kefi, Nasara, what's it called? Just a few borrowed courses under autism. There's no really a curriculum that deals with autism. In fact, my ambassador, I've been to one of the universities that they didn't have an article on autism.
Wow.
But the RON is a university that is recognized to be doing special needs. And when I was the director of TK Foundation for Autism, guess what? I had thousands and thousands of these guys, new graduates coming in to Abuja, hundreds of them to seek for a job. And when I asked them, do you know what autism is? They were totally thrown off balance. They didn't know what it was, or they didn't know what it is. So again, from what they have studied, they will now come and begin to build capacity. In fact, today, somebody has been in Qatar for the past 12 years. She said, Mr. Francis, she used to be one of my mentees, and I've told her, build more capacity. Guess what? Somebody told her that they want to speak to the Minister of Education in Qatar for them to set up a specialist department for her to head. A Nigerian being advocated for to head a department. It's not long she called me. She said, Mr. Francis, please, how can you help me build capacity? I said, get trained.
That's good.
When you are trained, when you build capacity, when opportunity comes, success is inevitable.
Amazing. That's right.
Build capacity. You can never tell when that opportunity will come. Build capacity. Just a few days ago, a lady called me. I've never, she called my number from somebody that they have a community where parents, especially fathers, they're not interested in supporting their children. That she wants me to come on board and speak to the fathers. And it's very important to say this here. Fathers, please listen to me carefully. Your child, our beautiful child, will thrive more if you are involved. Autism care is not about providing money. No. If it was so, you would have simply put that money in the child's mouth and the autism would disappear. But that is not the solution. The solution is you have to be strongly connected with your wife and your family. That's where the support starts from. That's why I said this year, autism, what it's about, I'm saying, let us look inward. It's not all about government. Yeah, we go out there, we speak every day, government, all the advocacy. The question is this, what is next after that? Nothing happens again. So let us look inward. What effort are you doing? What capacity have you built? Sir, even when we go to government to go and advocate, if you don't know the right words to use, Ambassador, do you know that not everybody knows that if you take your child to a place and your child is discriminated against, you can sue them. As individual, they pay you 100,000. And as entity, they pay you 1 million if they discriminate your child against your child. It's in the law. It's in the law. They gave a 5-year development plan that all the structures in Nigeria should, be restructured to accommodate people with physical disabilities, building ramp and all that. Sir, up to today, less than 10% is doing it. Who is now implementing, those things? I keep saying this, not so many people will work because they have a job to do. But most people will work because they are supervised to work. So when these beautiful laws are put in place, who is ensuring the implementation of this program? My ambassador, people will tell you that ideas rule the world. I have issue with that statement. It is the application of ideas that rule the world, not the ideas itself.
Amazing.
So we've had people who went to the other part of life with so much ideas, but you can't hear of them because they did not implement the ideas. So please, authorities, I beg of us, as we go out on the 2nd of April to jump on the street and make all the positive noise, implementation is germane. Implementation is absolutely important. Let's not just go and make a statement and leave it at that level. No. Let them send delegates. Send them to schools. Send them to supermarkets. Send them to public spaces and ask them, this was the law. What have you put in place to accommodate this this beautiful set of souls? Ambassador, I say this every day. If I wanted a job today, probably I would have been maybe a captain or maybe a major in the Nigerian army or maybe more. Because I got the opportunity, but I told my uncle who gave me that opportunity as a council chairman, then I said, I'm not going. What would give me fulfillment is when I see a child who could say daddy, and I jump on the ground with the child, we'll run around with child, will play, and the child will eventually say daddy. No amount of money can pay for that. No amount of money. When I tell people that I hardly get sick, people don't understand what that means. No, I hardly get sick. I don't know where that miracle is coming from. But of course, I need to be healthy to be able to engage with these beautiful souls. So God in heaven would always bless me with good health. So what am I trying to say? Life is about fulfillment. Look, let us begin to pay attention to the specialist community. Look around your neighborhood. Look around your neighborhood. Who exactly can you give a support? There are centers that don't have mobilities. Can you look around and say, oh, friends, let's put resources together. Let's get a bus for this NGO that is doing very well, for this company that is doing very well. Let us get them a bus that will transport children from other places to the center to receive services. There's so much you can do. My ambassador, for today, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity given to me to give my 2 pence. I really appreciate you. And for anyone who is listening to me, may God in heaven bless you all.
We have a lot of people on the Zoom listening to
actionable actions. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Anytime you speak with passion. I see passion. I see the zeal for change. I see tenacity. And guess what? The global cluster is getting the momentum that it needs. Already, before you came, I was just announcing to the members of the public that we're having our presence in the 54 African nation. And there is a concept called the GQL concept. You understand? And the 001 will be speaking now. Is the next person to speak, is our next speaker. The GQL concept is a crowdfunding concept to be able to finance most of the things we mentioned now and to empower people. We have hardship in Nigeria. We have hardship in Africa. We are referred to as third world country, which means there's a lot of work to be done. We need to come up with diverse concepts to be able to solve our own problem. A lot of people believe that we need a good leader to actually salvage our situation. But I tell you the truth, we need ourselves. We need ourselves to salvage the situation we've found ourselves. So the GQL concept is about us contributing some money, and at the end of the month, turning that money as a grant to the less privileged in our community. And that is the concept. So everyone contributing minimum of $5. You understand? You can do $5 in 2 places, in 5 places, in 10 places. If you want to use it to empower somebody, just do $5 in 5 places for them, and they will be able to like be part of the beneficiary of the grant. A lot of people have started getting grants. You know, some people are getting 50,000, some people are getting based on the amount we're able to gather on a monthly basis. So this grant is being shared to people because it's a donation and it's turned around to become a grant to the less privileged. And we believe, we're hoping that through this grant, we'll be able to give people access to quality international education, online programs from London to Career Institute, then physical program for those that could not use computer. We'll give you a place where you can go and learn something with your hand. You know, we are talking about certificate revolution. We're talking about you learning something. You understand? And again, apart from that, we'll plug you into the global clusters for a lifetime empowerment. We have concept that will enable you to own a land. You know, there is already 100 acres for all clusterians, and I'm going to announce it. Every clusterian has to pick minimum of 1 plot. At least a clusterian must deposit 50K for his own plot. And I'm going to give you time to pay. I'm going to give you, as a clusterian, you're going to have like 36 months to pay. You're going to generate the money within. Yes, I'm going to give you 36 months to pay this money. If you can pay before then, fine. But I'm going to give you 36 months to pay a plot of 1.3 million naira. You understand? And we've already have it. Is at Chagam Interchange, Ogiri. It's 100 acres. And I'm going to be launching next month, April. By the middle of April, I'm going to shout it, and all clusterians can get an acre. You can get this thing, and you will have 36 months to pay. You can be paying, and you can start your payment with as low as 50,000 naira. All clusterians must be a landlord. It's not all clusterians must be a landlord. There is no, because in the next 26 years, Nigeria will be the third most populous nation after India and China. Will be over 400 million. That is what the statistics say. So you will need a place to stay. Most of the places you thought they are bush now, they will become a place. The thing you are buying for 1.3 million now, in the future, it will be 130 million. It will be 1.3 billion. So we are doing that, and we're making sure that people in the community, if you're not in the community, it's very small. It's a token to join the community, just 30K as an individual. If you want to sell in the community, just 50K, one time, lifetime. So you need to be part of this community. It's a movement. We have revolutionary concept, and this is part of our solution. We discuss the survival strategy in the new normal. I want to appreciate Mr. Franklin, the special need. We need volunteer in this special need. We need people to support this man. This man has been selfless, has been giving information. If I allowed him, he can talk for the next 10 hours. Yes, he has materials, he has everything. And we want courses to be, we need these people to teach this course in our technical school. We're coming up with a technical school where the language of instruction will be in our mother tongue. You can create a career out of this. You understand? This can be something that you say you want to do, and you'll be fine. Just to let you know, you'll be fine because we'll plug you with, the relevant NGOs. So having said that, I will want to, thank you, Alaja Aduni. You're welcome. I will want to call on the 001 GQL cluster of the global clusters. That is Princess Amina, to speak to us on the GQL cluster of the global cluster. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, all. It's good to be here today. Good evening, our president. Good evening, our first lady. Good evening, wonderful people. It's good to be here today. I've been listening to what the last speaker, our dear Clusterian just spoke about the special needs, and it's really very interesting to hear, because it's very true that most of us, we really don't know much about autism, and it's quite good if this it can be spread. The gospel can be preached around all over Africa, all over Nigeria, for people to understand and see the need to be able to help those people that have that kind of problem, their parents, you know. So I agree with him, and by the grace of God, on our own part here, we will do everything possible to see how we can support on that area. Then talking about our GQR concept, our GQR concept is a concept that everyone knows that it's here to better, it's for the betterment of our members and the general masses. We are here to help the people to eradicate poverty from Africa as a whole. And we have to start from somewhere. We are starting from here, from where we are, and we are praying by the grace of God, we'll go very far to other African countries, and even far further than African countries. With this program, just like our dear president just said, we can actually also help people even in the area of this special need. We can do something about it. And like I said earlier, our team will work on it, and we'll liaise with the president, and we'll get back, we'll get back to you, our global president. Then concerning the it's a program that many people have already benefited from the program. And I'm sure by today or tomorrow, their names will be out and their beautiful pictures to see those that have benefited and have gotten their first grant. You know, the program is already working and people are happy. And just like you know, this program is not only about the benefit from money. It has other benefits like the international quality education and the lifetime program. All this will come if we progress. It comes gradually. This program is not a rush, it's not a scam program that we have to rush and do this and that. We are following it gradually, step by step, until we get to exact where we want. We want to ensure that each member or each person that have donated and have indicated interest to benefit from this program will get up to 5 to 10 million. And also by the end of the year, it will also be able to acquire a house in the GQL estate that we are planning to construct. So other benefits in the GQL is free food giveaway, which will come by the second month. The arrangements are being made, they come by the second month, and there are a lot of benefits that it's on the way coming. So I encourage every one of us to support the program so that we can support eradication of poverty from Nigeria and Africa as a whole, and support the youth too, those that are really helpless, the less privileged. You know, in doing this, we'll be able to support them too, because they might not be able to get the grant, but we'll be able from the GQL post, we'll be able to reach out to the less privileged and the helpless. And in doing that, you know, and I know that it's a great blessing from God. And that is our assignment as a human being from God to do. I pray that every one of us will contribute. We contribute to this program to help somebody. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you. The 001 GQF cluster of the global clusters. You see, what she's trying to say is that this concept was bettered by the global clusters and is to remove poverty from the surface of the earth. That is the concept. We're removing poverty from the surface of the earth. You can decide to donate and said you are not interested in the grant because you know that there are less privileged that will benefit from this grant. Or you can have some less privilege and you donate with their name so that they can benefit from this grant. You can recommend people that you want them to benefit from this grant. And that's why in the global clusters, we're having continental head, we're having national head, we're having state head, we're having local government head, we're having ward head, we're having street head, and we're having house head, 001 cluster of everything so that we can touch everybody. So if you're listening to us on TikTok, on Zoom, on YouTube, we need you to donate minimum of 6,000 naira. You can go to our marketplace and just donate and just put your card there and just donate 6,000 naira. You can add 6,000 naira, 6,000 naira, and you will know that you are actually supporting somebody. You are supporting somebody. You can do it online. I want all of my friends in the diaspora listening to me right now should donate. It's $5, it's €4, it's £3. You can donate as many as you can afford. Let's donate constantly. It's very, very important. Let's donate constantly because if we really want to remove poverty from the surface of the earth, we have to be intentional about it. We have to be intentional about it. Our time is fast spent, and I want to get questions and submission from people concerning what we've spoken about, because as we speak, I think all of our speakers have spoken. So I just need people to react. And I'll give this section. One of the most consistent clusterian on this survival strategy is clusterian Afolabi David. So you will moderate the question and you will ask people to give their submission. You'll be the one to moderate it. Over to you, clusterian Afolabi.
Thank you, sir, my president, for this wonderful opportunity. And thanks everyone on the call today. My brother Farrell, Mr. Isaiah, Mr. Aditoke, Madam New, our first lady, and Mr. Frankie. Thank you for that wonderful speech. Thanks, everyone. So I'll be calling on Mr. Fares to kindly give us a submission before our question for today. Mr. Fares, what's your submission on the topics being discussed today? Okay. We can hear you.
Can't hear me. Oh, sorry.
Please speak up, please.
Okay. Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, sorry. I want to appreciate everyone here. I said I am grateful for this privilege. I want to thank Ambassador. I want to thank our Global First Lady. And I want to thank all those that are on TikTok listening to me right now. Our first spokesperson talked about, he was talking about autism and how that we don't treat people. We feel something is wrong with them. We feel they should be treated in a way that is inhumane. But we have been encouraged this evening that we can care for these people. We don't need to push them away. We are not supposed to dehumanize. I mean, we're not supposed to give them a bad look and make them look as if they are not human beings. We should care for them. We should show love. And another thing I would like to say is as soon as the course for this program, as soon as it is on ground, I just want to encourage everyone, I mean, people to take due advantage, because it simply means that, or this is a clarion call that we need to come out to help these children. They did not make that, they didn't create themselves. And I don't think any one of them wanted what is happening to them right now. So they're already in that condition. And the testimonies he gave, that helping some of them, caring, talking to a parent, do this, or okay, apply this principle, and it worked. And now the narrative is a great one. So I just want to say that it's a good cause that everyone needs to look into, so that we can make Africa great again. MAGA. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone listening. That's my time.
Thank you, my brother, Pastor Ramparex. Thank you for that wonderful submission. Thank you so very much. It was so amazing. Thank you. So I'm on to Pastor Ramparex Isaiah. Please, sir, what is your submission on discussion today, sir?
Thank you so much, sir. The President, Excellency, the First Lady, my brother, Flosera Falabi, Flosera Fares. I greet everybody. Good evening. To my submission to a reaction to the speech that was given today by the Flosera, which is autism. Truly, it occurs, and I believe every child should be seen being equal. Okay, despite the rate of disability on them. Okay, so if that is practiced, if there is equality that is rated among the children in the society, okay, the out of why me, why you will not be in existence. And if that is curbed, then I think those rejected child, those children they say they cannot perform, will start performing. I could remember some years back, there was a teacher in one of my school, secondary school, Badagry Grammar School. Then the man was a history teacher. So he taught history and was blindfolded. You could not see at all. And this man rose to level 16 before his demise. Okay, and I've met him on several occasions. In fact, he stayed at Ojo to Badagry then. So I've met him on several occasions when they go for audits and all the likes. And and he performed very well in history before he died. Okay, that's disability. So, and I've seen several cases, several children, which are disabled, and they are being, guided, and they went to university, they scaled through, and today they are somebody. So we should just encourage the society, encourage the parents to make sure there is equality among the children, to make sure we give the best to these children, despite the rate of disability on them. We should not reject any child. He cannot walk well. Okay, let me keep it inside the room. He cannot talk very well. Let me keep it inside the toilet. My friend is coming. Oh, I don't want him to see. Oh, let me keep the child under the bed. No. It should not be done. If you want this society, okay, to develop, okay, we have to make sure
the art of why me, the question why you should not be in existence anymore. So I think I will stop here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Isaiah, for that wonderful answer.
All right.
Sorry, let me acknowledge one of our ambassador for National Youth Council of Nigeria, Ambassador Tarila Agenti. You're welcome to the call. It's survival strategies in the new normal. I don't know if you have some point to give to us on how we can survive in the new normal. We acknowledge the fact that the new normal started 5 years ago during COVID. COVID brought to us the new normal, and when COVID brought the new normal in Nigeria, we faced several new normal. Currency change was a new normal for us. Cashless policy was a new normal for us. No more CBN rate was a new normal for us. Fuel subsidy removal was a new normal for us, from 180 naira per liter to 500 and something, from 500 and something to almost 1,000 naira now. These were a new normal. So how do people survive in the new normal? It's an aspect of the global clusters. Instead of us focusing our energy on end SARS, instead of end bad governance. So we come together every Monday evening to discuss this. Early hours of the day, we've done mind surgery, where we engage in critical thinking and we bring thought leaders to talk and share their story, and we learn from their story. So I don't know if you have 1 or 2 points to chip in, concerning what can we do to survive in the new normal.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ambassador. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the acknowledgement and the privilege for me to kind of chip in a few things. Well, I know the new normal, how normal is this scenarios that we are painting? How normal is it? Is it supposed to be normal? Is it supposed to be a thing that we will like a changing? Yeah, I think those are the questions that we really do need to ask ourselves. Since COVID, yeah, we know that a lot of things have changed, even in the UK here and across the globe. But in Nigeria, things, I'm going to be very honest here. People keep telling me I'm a very frank person, and I think I like it, because then you can, be truthful right to the face of people and tell them what the truth really is. How normal is the normality that we find in our country, Nigeria? I think a lot of people are not finding the new normal very encouraging, and they're not finding it very easy. The new normal seemed to be very difficult to, put ourselves in. I think for me is more of encouraging the government to put in strategies and put in policies that are really workable and suitable for the people, and that will blend the people and the government together. So I think for me, that is what I can suggest to it, or I can, input into that, because these policies will go a long way to either, put our people together and working together, or is going to keep, creating that gap between the government and the people and the people themselves, no matter what level they find themselves. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you very much. You mentioned the government. Though in the global clusters, we have always believed in people-to-people revolution. And the reason for this is that we discovered that the news of expecting the government to do stuff, is not today. Even since independence, there is a song in my mother's tongue. The song was sung in 1966, and it's a Yoruba song that said, "Ìlú lé o, kò sówó lóde. Ìlú lé o, kò sówó lóde. Obìnrin kígbe ọkùnrin kígbe, kálukú ló ń kígbe owó. Now, in 1966, that was 6 years after the independence, and they were saying the translation of that word in English is there is hardship in the land, that there is no money in the land. That was about almost 60 years ago. And they were saying there's hardship in the land and there's no money in the land. So, and that was a time where, dollar was almost going for, Naira was almost going for $1. You understand? Like they were at par. So look at what is happening today now, right now. And we have moved beyond trying to persuade the government now, but we want to be responsible for ourselves. And we believe that if you decide to support me, nobody will arrest you. And if I decide to support you, nobody will arrest me. So it means when we create a beautiful environment for ourselves, we enjoy it, because those people elected in power don't stay in our environment. They stay in their own environment based on what the states provide for them. So I'm not saying they should not be responsible, but I'm trying to come up with a blue ocean strategy through the latest social media platform that we've created to see that the people-to-people revolution, every powerful ones among us, adopt the less powerful one, mentor them to greatness. For somebody like you now, producing your kind, between 1 to 10 million of your kind before you leave the earth. And every good person, every forward-thinking person in every community in the 54 African nations should produce their kind. And we believe if this is done, we can create a beautiful Federal Republic of Nigeria, and we can create a United States of Africa. But however, we appreciate your point, and we believe that everyone has heard, and it will be equally considered in the review. Thank you very much. I want to hand over the mic to Pastor Andari David to continue getting the submission. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And thanks, Ma, for the wonderful submission today, sir, Ma. Mrs. Carella. Thank you, Ma. So once again,
Your
I'm
voice is
on.
Please.
Okay.
Speak into
Once
the microphone,
again,
please.
Yeah. Once again, is it clear? Is it clear now? Is it loud now, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Once again, Cluster and Taiwo Adeboye, please, Ma, what is your submission for today's topics and discussions, Ma? In 1 minute, in 30 seconds. Cluster and Taiwo Adeboye. Okay. I'm moving on to Cluster and Ezekiel Olukonsi. Sir, please, what is your submission on what's been discussed today? Cluster and Ezekiel. Okay.
Hello,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
It's everywhere where I was now. I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
I don't know if...
Okay, go on, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Okay, his network is bad. Okay.
He can't hear you well. Something.
Okay, and then let me move on to the next person. Our first lady, Ma, Mrs. Ambassador Moturaya Badmos. Please, Ma, what is your submission on what's being discussed today? Our first lady, Ma. Okay. Techno Pop 5 Pro. Sir, Ma, what is your submission today? Techno Pop 50.
Okay, good evening all.
Good evening, Ma.
Yes, so it's a pleasure being on call this evening. So I joined a bit late. So sorry, my name is Mrs. Gloria Isaac.
Okay, Ma.
Akwa Ibom State.
Mrs. What?
Glory Isaac. Glory Isaac.
All right.
So I'm joining from.
All right. Go on.
Okay. I joined the call very late. I didn't meet from the beginning. I met when one of the speakers spoke on autism, which I was so impressed about what I heard, because this has been a serious problem in our society. These days, it's like the problem is becoming so rampant, and nobody is really giving them attention they need. Even our government, they are not doing anything to help them. So if we can come up with some issues that can help these ones, I think it's going to be a blessing to us. God in heaven will be happy. So if such courses can come, then we introduce them, because we have so many of them. We introduce the parents into this course. It's going to really help to alleviate their pains, what they are passing through. So I'm so happy with this initiative that this cooperative is bringing up. Like here, I have so many of them around because I'm an health worker. I see a lot of them. I've been thinking what I can do to assist them. So coming up with this idea is really going to be a blessing to us as humanity. Let us not wait for our government, because we are just tired of empty promises. Let us within ourselves and see how we can help ourselves, help the entire society as a whole. Thank you so much for this discussion of mine.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Ms. Glory. Thank you so much for that wonderful submission. And thanks for all you do for the humanity. Thanks, ma. So I'm calling on the last person to give our submission today, Mrs. Hope. Please, can we hear from you, ma? Mrs. Hope, what's your submission on the topics today? Mrs. Hope. Miss Hope. Oh, okay. I think we are done with the submissions today. So, sir, can I move on to the question?
Be quick before we go.
Okay, Mr. Franklin wants to say something on TikTok. Oh yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, I want to sincerely thank you all for the feedback. Again, I mean, I was the second to the last speaker, and I can imagine how passionate you guys took your time to listen to me. I was talking about the special needs community. I see the zeal, I see the readiness and all of that. And I would request that don't drop the bar. Let's come together. There's a whole lot we can do to enhance lives. There's a whole lot. Under the global clusters, one of which is the special needs child cluster. I am very ready, leveraging on the platform of our very able Dr. Badmos and all of you, because we are all stakeholders. Let me tell us this thing. There was something the last speaker said, which is very fantastic. And I'm also happy that our Dr. Dekule was able to speak to that with reference to getting the government. Yes, government is there, but we can do more within ourselves. And I'm happy that she also went further to saying that policies within us, if we synergize more, we'll come together. That is when even the government, if every time we go to the government, this is to do. Am I saying that we should not follow? No, we're going to do that. But let us look inward. What do we have within ourselves that we can do? It gets to the point where if we are thriving very well and they see that we are almost not really bothered about what they are doing, they will come to beg. It's like that. That's how life is. They will come to beg to say, oh, we are ready to give you the support. But if every time we go, they will feel bothered. So let's come together. Let me say this here, Ambassador, if you permit me, sir.
Right.
We had once approached a government official some years back. So you know, I always say this. The man told us that we have not had time for people who are normal. Is it somebody who is not normal? People that are not normal that we're going to pay attention to. A senior government official said that to us. But of course, not in the current government, it's in the past government. But again, that tells you the level of ignorance that is going on. I've had to speak to 7 senators, 7 House of Reps, when we were called for a meeting at the National Assembly. In fact, when I spoke, did not even have the knowledge. They didn't have the knowledge. But I'm happy that the current chairman on Disability and Inclusion Law, Dr. Dowodu, he was in the States for over 26 years. A practicing medical practitioner then, and he saw this and he wants to help. So, you know, your help might just be for you to give us a reference. Get this person number, speak to this person, just get us connected. That's the community we need to synergize and build connections, build synergy, and I know we can go a long way. Thank you so much today for everyone who listened to all the speakers. And for those speakers, thank you for I know you can be very busy in your schedules, but again, you found out time to come and have this engagement. Thank you so much, everybody. World Autism Day is coming up on the 2nd of April. By the grace of God, I'll be live on TikTok and other platforms speaking. Hopefully, I am inviting you unofficially for now. And on the 2nd, you just find out time to come and hear more about the needs of persons with autism and related developmental needs. God bless you also.
All right. Thank you very much for that. God bless you. Let's have submission from Ambassador Iko, the 001 Real Estate Cluster of the Global Cluster. What's your take on today's topic?
Good evening, Ambassador. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to our speaker. I was almost not being allowed to talk anyway. I don't know if Clustera Falabi actually cites me on this meeting. Please take note. I don't know. Most time I'm being omitted. I don't know what is really the problem. Maybe it's the arrangement. Having said that, I actually want to appreciate our speaker for today. I just want to believe he's still on the call, because he was like giving his farewell speech. I hope he's still listening. I'm a trained teacher. Yeah. I'm a trained teacher. I major in primary education and English language. And currently I'm having a course in education management. All he has said concerning the way the children with special needs are being treated, they are actually true. Because I've never seen any of the curriculum from the pre-primary to primary to secondary education. I've never seen any topic on autism there. There is nothing like that. It's not even mentioned, because I've taught through primary, I've taught through nursery, and I teach literature English currently, and I've taught other subjects. I have never seen something like that. So it gives me a very deep concern, because if we want to look at it really, these children were all created by the Almighty God, the same way God created the other ones, the same way He created them. It's not as if these children have offended anybody. They are just they just find themselves in that situation. And I believe that we should, the people, the government too, should also do something to make sure that, because I think where the problem is coming from is where the awareness is not being made, is the fact that these children, I mean, there is no special mentioning of their cases in the curriculum, because there is no way to be there that teachers will not, there is no way schools or government schools will still look for a teacher that can teach them. I think they just believe that they should go to a special school. And like our speaker said, how many parents can even afford that? How many parents can afford to pay that? Even the regular private school, some parents are not able to meet up. Talk less of that. So you find that even more than the number that our organizations that are dealing with them have, there are many children with these cases, with this type of case, that are at home. They are not even going to school. They are not, nobody knows them. They are just there. Nobody pays attention to them. So if their cases can be mentioned because they reviewed this curriculum, I interpret curriculum and I've gone through, I've not seen anyone. So if their cases can be mentioned, and then more awareness should be created. More awareness should be created. There is something about Nigerians now that I have seen with the help of this social media, just like the global clusters creates awareness every day now. Many people are being enlightened every day through the mind surgery, through the certificate revolution, through the like the one we are now, the new normal, and all sort of the revolutions we have. If there can be much awareness, I think the organizations in charge, they are doing well, but I think if they can come together to get more awareness across the social media, across the television, like the program coming up in April now, they should broadcast it. They should get bloggers to blog it everywhere, to release it. Let even the deaf, let them know. Ironically, let them understand what is going on. If the blind, let them see what is going on. When that happens, I am very sure with the Nigeria of today now, people are voluntarily helping the less privileged. People are voluntarily giving. If those of us that are teachers, occasionally they call us for programs where we are being trained, to help these less privileged or those children, the blind, like that, occasionally. So if that is done, and voluntarily, they should call for volunteers, people, and they can also take it to school owners associations where they can be contacted to let teachers volunteer, maybe a day's training or two, or like that. I think awareness is what we need, and I think people will be ready to help. They are part of us. They are our children. They belong to the society, and the society must care for them. The society must notice them, and the society must make sure that they do something to make these children have life and hope. And anything that can go that way, I myself am interested in that. And I think many people, many teachers will also be interested. I want to say they are doing a good job. Keep it up. And all efforts at seeing these children, at making them happy, at giving them hope, at giving them life, all efforts you are making, the Lord will crown with success. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. That was a very great contribution. Our time is fast spent. We've done about 2 hours on the call today. And I believe we've done well. I want to encourage everyone to, if you're watching this live, we're a community, the latest community on earth, called the Global Clusters. It's a social media marketplace with instant monetization. But more than that is that it's more of a nation building community. And we're intentional at what we do. And every day we meet to create a blue ocean strategy, to create a beautiful Federal Republic of Nigeria, and to create a United States of Africa. So having said that, I want to appreciate everyone for coming on the call. This aspect of the survival strategy in the new normal is being proudly sponsored by Weward Foundation, the 001 Genuine Love Cluster of the Global Cluster, Ambassador Olayinka Afolabi, based in Minnesota. She's the one that has been ensuring that this is going on. If you have anyone, you are not in the Global Clusters, or you're ready to volunteer into the GQL concept, we need volunteers to remove poverty from the land. We came up with a concept of crowdfunding where we all donate as low as £3, €4, or $5, or 6,000 naira. And we can donate it in multiple places. I donate times 10. Just donated. And at the end of every month, we give this money back as grants to the community, to the people that need it, to the less privileged in our midst. So that is what we do. And that is why in the Global Clusters, we're having continental head, we're having state, national head, we're having state, we're having local government, we're having, world head, we're having street ed and we're having house ed. So we need everyone to be part of this. So if you're not in the global clusters, you want to be in the global cluster, DM us and let us see how we can support you. If you want to donate into the GQL and you don't really have what to donate and you want to take advantage of the quality international education, you want to take advantage of the lifetime empowerment, and you're a serious-minded person that is ready to work. So just DM us, we'll see how some of our foundation can actually assist you. Having said that, I want to draw the curtain here. And I want to say, who are we? We are a consortium of professionals or upcoming professionals, technocrats or upcoming technocrats, entrepreneurs or upcoming entrepreneurs, where we share accurate knowledge of our industry. Why? Because it gives us the right power, accurate information, because that is the bridge between where we are and where we ought to be. Accurate connection, because to whom we are connected to determines what we collect. We are not just a social media platform plus a marketplace with instant monetization. We are a nation building platform. If you're not there, you can download the app on Play Store. A one-time lifetime registration fee is required, $21 or its equivalent. And for a vendor that wants to sell in the community, $35 or its equivalent. And it's with instant monetization, like I said. And the community is waxing very strong and we're intentional. Tomorrow, we're going to go on Humanity Revolution, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Just watch out for the Zoom. The review of this survival strategy will be shared into all platforms. The mind surgery we have this morning, the review is ready. We're waiting for the AI video. We need volunteer for Igbo language, Hausa language, and Yoruba language, so that we can always share our review in our mother's tongue. And from some other languages that we have in Nigeria, if you know you want to volunteer to translate our English review to your mother's tongue so that the people in your community can understand what we're talking about. You understand? The revolution, instead of end SARS, instead of end bad governance, we say, let us all come together like this and think of how we can support ourselves and how we can move ourselves forward. And that is what the Global Cluster stands for. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate my one of our executives in the National Health Council of Nigeria for stopping by. I appreciate Daddy Amos. You know, he said we must adapt. Adaptability of the new normal is very, very important. So, and I appreciate the point of our executive here too. I appreciate everyone that has contributed. All the speakers that spoke today, I appreciate you all. Thank you for showing up, and till we meet tomorrow at the Humanity Revolution, have a blessed evening. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Thank you.